my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so Moise, like what I told you just now, that so if we add, we want to make a unit test to define testing, adding two numbers here. Let me see. So what we do is we say here define add like that x and y, and then return x plus y. So to be able to write a function that that tests this function, okay. So we have to create a function, a method that is called test add positive numbers, and then we use that line actually. So that line is the one that is responsible for testing if the add function that I created, okay, is actually able to add two numbers. So he passes two numbers, and he asserts that the result of this add of calling that function will be equal 3 here.
Okay.
So that using only that number can test. So again, and then he also, so again, doing that line of test doesn't guarantee that he always the function will always work with all kind of situation. Why? Because there is a possibility that you can pass an input as a negative number. So you want to also test that when you add two negative numbers, then it gives also the correct answer. So he will do different type of test. But again, if your function is too complicated, then it will be very hard to write an assert equal statement. Okay. That's why. But what I want to tell you that there is a job for people who are testing. So you will normally big team will have a tester, and his job is to other than you writing the unit test, he will have to do other kind of tests, because unit test is only just one kind of method of testing. There is other ways of testing using complicated methods. So that will not be always the programmers that have to do all the kind of testing, unless it is you are handling the project from A to Z. That's a different
So
story.
like if you were if you were assigned just to do one class, would you only have to do a unit test, nothing more than that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And in your case, as a person working with security, it is very rare that you will have to uh, work with teams. Most what I have seen is that the person handling the security, unless you work in a big security company, if you're only working for a company taking care of their security and making sure their application is not hacked, and so most probably you'll be the one person alone who is handling all these kind of things. So you
Yeah,
might
and
be
so
able to write. Yeah.
I did this internship. It was just a small team. It wasn't that many people.
Yes, this is typical.
Yeah.
If you are only for working for a typical company in the commercial business, and they only need one or two people maximum just to take care of everything related to the security.
Yeah.
Uh, but again, so I'm just telling you, nothing is secure forever. So
Yeah. No,
yeah,
no,
I think
not
you
at
already
all.
know. So it's
Oh
only just
yeah.
a matter of time that things will get hacked.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. It's crazy.
Yes. So again, let us go back to our focus so that there's still a lot of things to cover. Um, sorry, not this. Yeah, this one. So okay, yeah. like I told you again, so if you are writing a big code and then you are afraid that you write certain mistakes that assign certain variables by mistake, or you assign it to, you even remove its content. So that's why we put it private. When it is private, it means that you have to create a method to be able to change it, right? You are not able to change it directly.
Uh-huh.
Do you know that?
So when
So,
it's, yeah, well,
okay.
you have to access it, yeah.
So again, if we create a book class, in the normal way, if we didn't create the title as a private, we are able to access it like that, and we are able to put um, so can you see my screen? Can you see
Uh-huh.
what did I write?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is if it is public. So anyone inside your main code can access that line, that title, and can make an assignment to it, and it will work. Okay,
Uh-huh.
but again, if you want to write a method for that, it means that they have to call book dot set title like that, and then they will pass it. You see. Now, can you see my screen?
So, yeah. So the way you just did it would be the private way of doing it?
Yeah, this is a private way.
Okay.
This is a private way, and this is the public way. So when you set it the private way, so you are able to document and control who really do that. One of the ways to control that. So inside the set title method, you are able to do many checks. You are able to say, okay, if somebody want to set title to empty string, I don't allow it. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so here you cannot control anybody. I mean, so if I write book dot title like that, can you see that?
Yes.
Nobody can stop you. It's public. You
Yes.
anybody can remove the title without you knowing. You can do it by mistake, and you can forget. You can maybe writing a code, you got something to do, then you return back writing, you forgot to put what should be written here, so it become an empty title. Okay, but
Uh-huh.
when you are doing it using this method, the way that is done here, so
Uh-huh.
actually let me share with you is properly that I should um, since you are let me see here, give me a second please, I want to open
Mhm.
your, yeah, this is the one. Okay, so again, let's not talk about books since we have an example. This is your class. Okay,
Mhm.
Moise, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah,
So Moise, you see the name here.
yeah.
Okay, so this is a private. If I want to change that code, so I have to write color dot set name like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I put whatever name, blue, for example. So I'm able to write that, right? Okay,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm able to come here. Okay, and
Mhm.
I'm able to write a protection from inside my own method. I would say if maybe not, okay, no, if name not equal empty, then do what? Self dot name equal name. So can you see that line that I wrote?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Because you said that the empty one,
If I add
that's
this line
any,
instead of this,
yeah, you can.
okay, and then what it does?
Because the name is never gonna be the
Empty.
empty. Yeah. So then
Okay.
this condition passes.
Yes, and you can even more do more checks. So this is a color, and you are passing a name of a color. Am I right? So
Yeah.
you don't expect my name to be here or your name to be here.
Yeah.
So you are able to even put a list of names and check if the name given is not a color name, then you should not accept it. So
Yeah.
you are able to do many checks here. When you control, when you make this variable private, you're able to do you're able to protect your variable from unintended or unintentional or wrong assignment. You're able to control what kind of values goes inside your variable. You can say if for example your color here only takes blue and green. So
Uh-huh.
you can say if name not equal blue or name not equal green,
Uh-huh.
then don't do anything. Just raise an exception. For example, raise exception. You can raise an exception like that. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So what I want to say at the end that you are able to control what you do with a variable when you make it private. This is a short. Okay. Okay. Good. So again, you told me that you cannot recall back the decoration. So the point here that to make you write the beauty of writing Python is that he find ways to make you write less number of code. So just look at this variable. So
Uh-huh.
if you make everything private, it become hell on writing code. Why? Because it means that for
Yeah, you
every
have to
variable
do all of this
set,
stuff.
you have to write set and get.
And setters and getters.
Okay, so you use decorators. When you use a kind of a property decorator, so that is making it easier for you. Um, he didn't, I mean, your slide does not give you the full picture. You can make it even more easier than that, but never mind. We follow what they're giving. So you still remember what you took property here? Mais, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
so what were you saying?
So did you still remember the property decorator that is here, that is given to you here?
Yeah, so this part I was confused by. I was gonna mention it when we covered it, the at one.
So yes, the at one. So actually, the solution for the book class that they give to you, the only tricky part, one of the tricky parts is this. There is two tricky parts. The part here is this when you're creating property like that, okay?
Uh-huh.
And he asks you also. So it means that for every variable, for every private variable, uh, he want he wants to make you write not don't write set and get. So if you look at the previous slides here, put here, you see here we are writing what? We are writing set
Uh-huh.
name and get name.
Yep.
Okay, but we don't want to write set and get. We only want to write the name of the variable. So in this case, the name is name. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so we remove set like that, we remove get like that,
But then it
and
wouldn't be private then, right?
it will be private because it's still got underscore here.
Oh, yeah, you're right,
You only removing the definition of the method that is accessing the variable.
Okay.
You don't remove the whole method. You just remove the set underscore, the word set underscore and get underscore. You only remove that. So
Okay.
it become how it looks like then. Let me
Okay.
see. Yeah, here. Let me remove that. Okay. So now you see here. Now you find the word name. This is a method that get you the variable name. It
Yeah.
returns to you the variable name, and he adds the word property. When he adds the word property, Python will know that this is a getter method, and it allow you to remove get underscore name. That you don't need to call. So what happens here? You get underscore name. You replace it with define name just by putting here property like that. Okay, so can you see here?
Yes, I can see.
So this is the original form, and then you replace it with that form. So once you put property like that, the Python automatically knows that this name is actually a getter method. Okay, and then
Okay.
for this, so typically it should be
So is property is built in.
yes,
Okay.
but the word property is a built-in, is fixed for everything. But the difference here, wait, I want to show you also the setting. So when we set the name method, we replace it with something different. We put name dot setter define name. So now can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so when you want to write a setter, typically you use set underscore name, but he want to make it, he doesn't want you to make a set and get. He want to only use the name of the variable like that. Like here he remove get, and here he
Oh,
remove set.
this kind of organizes it bit because then you don't have to do all the def and then setting, right?
Yes, so he
Okay,
only exactly use the name of the variable.
I see.
Okay,
Okay.
here, so your code will always look like, so when you call here, see, so you write, you define an object of the color class, it becomes C, and then you call it exactly as if you are calling a public variable. You see here he called C.name, and even when he want to assign it, he also say C.name. So it looks like it's a public variable, but it's not. Previously, if you want to assign, you write C dot set name, and then you will pass it something, or you write C dot get name, and you write yeah, you write here, let me see, this is inside print so that we know that this is get, and here we pass red. So can you see now?
Yes.
So previously we needed to use that set name. Set name, this is equivalent exactly to that. So you see, he's removed that kind of format and he replaced it with that.
Yes.
Because he put the
The name
at,
setter. Okay.
yes, and the property. Okay,
I
and
see.
again, previously you should be getting name in the way like that. You should be
So
called
then if you use
get name
this, if you use these
add property.
yeah,
And
the app
and
properties,
yes, the add,
you don't
if you
have
use the
to
add,
you
yes,
don't
you
have to
don't have to call,
define further like at all.
yes, I
Okay.
mean you still have to write a method called name, but
Yes.
again, but when you're calling it, it will just look simple as that.
That's what I mean. Like you don't have to do set and get every time.
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
I see. Okay, okay, gotcha.
Okay, and certain kind of even compilers can even automatically create for you setters and getters. So I
Oh,
think
I
if
see.
uh, I have seen that in Android Studio. I just right click and then I choose from a menu create setter and getters. Then he
Uh-huh.
go here and he will see what kind of variables I already created
Uh-huh.
and if they are public or private, and he automatically create for you. But this is with some IDEs. So maybe PyCharm use that. I cannot recall, but I remember it with Java because Java is a, it takes you need to write a lot of code to be able to write a class. It's not as simple as Python. So
Uh-huh.
typically they provide this kind of thing. So they write the setters and getters for you.
Okay.
But as you can see here, so that actually save your life or even make it more readable
Yeah, this is
somehow.
what you were saying because you were like, otherwise it's gonna be hell.
Yes. So again, let us go back to, let me see. Yeah. Okay, Moise. So
So I think the main question I had left was, do you see the read only attribute?
yeah, yes.
Mhm.
So when you have a read-only attribute, it means that you don't have to put a setter.
Okay, just get.
Just yes. So it means that you have to write here add property uh, like that, and then you define title like that. That's it. And then you define what you want to put. So I think read only means that self, wait, self dot under title like that. Can you see my screen? Oh, it's
Yeah.
not so clear.
No, it's yeah, but I can see it.
Okay, so it means that this is a read only. It doesn't. You don't have a setter. Okay,
Okay,
so it means that the only time that you can set the title is when you initiate the class.
okay,
So yeah, this is the tricky part here, and yeah, so that is for the read only. And another tricky part he's telling you here. Can you see? He's telling, yeah, he's telling you this. So here, and even inside the main, either inside the main code or anything, he doesn't tell you that you have to save the books that you create um, in a kind of collection. So in a collection, I believe it means that if you can remember, you took some code that say from collections import. So you are
uh-huh,
able to import the named tuple, and then you are able also to import the default dict,
hmm,
which is similar to the dictionary. It's just exactly similar to the dictionary. Okay,
yeah,
so when you use, I believe he wants you to use the default dictionary because he's saying it's a collection.
okay,
It's possible that you use a normal dictionary, but I believe this is his requirement because he mentioned it a library collection, and we consider dictionary is like a data structure, but
But
yeah,
default dictionary and regular are this almost the same, you said?
again
You
default
said
dictionary, yes, almost the same, but again there is only one slight difference, but the way they are created is almost the same.
okay.
Okay. um, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
So from collections here, import default dictionary. So
Uh-huh.
this is a normal dictionary. This is how it's created. This is how you access the normal dictionary, or even assign it, or even get a value from inside it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But if you don't have, if you try to get something out of three, or even assign something to it, and you don't have anything inside it, then it will raise an exception. Okay, and then look please in here, something here. So
Okay.
this is how you create a default dictionary. You don't create it this way. You
Uh-huh.
have it is an object. Default dictionary is just a class. So you have to call default dictionary, and you pass it what you want to insert as a key for that dictionary. You always know that we always have a key and value inside a dictionary, right?
Yeah.
So
Key and value of course. Yep.
key and value here. Okay, so when we have a key and a value here, so when he write integer here, he's telling the key will be an integer in this case. Okay,
Okay.
so he have to pass it in the constructor of when he's calling the default dictionary object. So he's
Uh-huh.
calling this class default dictionary, and he's passing it one thing only. Same when you're calling a constructor of books, or even for tables or for customers, you have to pass some information
Is
to the constructor.
then where is the value passed into the list?
After you created it like
Uh,
that, so you start passing it. So you can do something like that. So at the position 3, you put, for example, uh,
oh, I
any
see. Okay.
text
Yeah. Yeah.
ahm, or as a string or something. So you
Yeah.
can do
Okay.
anything as long as you created this key,
Yeah.
because the key can be string, can be integer, can be anything.
Yeah. So even in the next at the bottom, the key is the list, right?
Yes, exactly. The key is a
Okay.
list. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let me look at the assignment, and then I think for the most part, this rest of this is pretty straightforward, unless you can think of anything. But I have to go to sleep soon, so we will have to end in a few minutes.
Okay, so I would say other than that, I think you should be fine to go. If you have anything, just let me know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I will upload the one he uploaded today. I'll send it in either tonight or tomorrow morning.
okay, sure. Okay, that's good then.
All right then. All right.
Okay, so we're
Um.
good to go. Okay, take
Okay.
care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
All right.